What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today we will be discussing the big dip in Ben Simmons' offensive production, especially when you look at the 11 games prior to the All-Star game and the 11 games following the All-Star game. We'll talk about why I think it's happening, Joel Embiid's role in it, and much more. Trust me, much more. But before we get into that, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, smash the like button for your boy, and follow your boy on Twitter. That's where we talk Philly sports behind the YouTube scenes. With all that out the way, let's start with the thumbnail. As you can see, 11 games prior to the All-Star break, Ben Simmons, 20.9 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and he still had 7 assists while scoring 20 points per game. And I know you're going to say the Utah game was the big factor. Maybe, but it's still, if you look at every game without it, he was still upper 15, upper 16, right where Ben Simmons at least was for a career. But when you look at Ben Simmons' game as a whole, he is having career low numbers in a lot of categories. I think the only category he's not at a career low is rebounds, and that's by a little bit. But let's get into the 11 games after the All-Star break. Ben Simmons is averaging 12.9 points per game. 12.9 points per game. Now, he is rebounding a little bit more from 7.5 to 7.9. But you would think he's not scoring, so his assist total got to be higher. No, he's like one whole assist per game down in an 11 game sample size, only averaging 6.1 assists per game. So if you look at it, in the 11 games prior to the All-Star game, trying to get his name out there, he's dropping 20 a game. And if you want to take away the Utah game, go ahead. It's still going to put him at around 16, 17 points per game while still averaging 7 assists. So he's 2 or 3 points down if you want to discount the Utah game. But that just goes to show he has it in him. And that's without Joel Embiid not being there. And that's why we're going to wrap that back around to him, because I'm a daily fantasy player. And if you play daily fantasy, you look at a guy like Ben Simmons when Joel Embiid ain't on the floor, because his production should be better all across the board. Rebounds, assists, and getting buckets. We're going to talk about that. So you're talking about a big dip, and that is effort. And the main reason I know it's due to his effort and not just him being off as much as people want to say, him being in a slump, is because in them first 11 games, he actually attempted shots. When I looked at his 11 games, field goals attempted, only one time in them 11 games, he attempted under 10 shots. And I know they're not really shots, they're layups and hook shots, but they're still called field goals attempted. One game out of the 11 games he played, where he was averaging 20.9 points per game, he shot the ball under 10 times. 1 out of 11. But now you look at the 11 games after the All-Star game, even with Joel Embiid not being there, in them 11 games, there were 5 games where Ben Simmons didn't even attempt 10 field goal attempts. First 11 games, averaging 20, only one game he shot under 10 field goal attempts. The second 11, where he's averaging only 12.9, 5 games he attempted under 10 field goals. And that's just, he can't do that. Ben Simmons is a guy who has to insert himself to the offense. Now, again, I don't want to just bash him, because look, the dude is a great defender. The dude is a great facilitator. The dude makes very smart basketball plays. I know that. Let's get into some of the things. Ben Simmons leads the league in fast break dunks. Okay. Ben Simmons is a top 5 defender. Okay. Ben Simmons assisted more threes since he's been in the league than any other player. Okay, that's good. But what happens when the 3 ball's not going in? What happens? What happens when you can't get a transition basket all the time? Again, leads in fast break dunks. In the playoffs, not that many fast breaks because there's not that many turnovers. Teams are smarter, they're better, and they play more discipline. So the things you lead in, sometimes it goes away. Curry and Green are more likely to have a bad shooting night than Ben Simmons to say, I'm not going to shoot the ball that much. One's a choice, one's a slump. You know what I mean? One's a choice, one's a slump. Ben Simmons, the reason most of us get this frustrated is because we like you, we believe in you, and we think you could be better. Night in and night out, we feel different because you show different. It's an effort thing. If you're going out there and you're shooting 14 shots and the shot ain't falling, that is a slump. I'd rather you be in a slump than be in a state of mind where you're just like, yeah, I'm tired. It's a back-to-back. We don't got big Joel Embiid, so I'm going to take the night off. Think about this real quick. Again, I told you guys, I'm a daily fantasy player. Joel Embiid takes rebounds from Ben Simmons, and he takes points because sometimes we can get in a spot where we just go back and back to Joel Embiid because he's that kind of player. So transition opens up when Joel Embiid ain't on the court. Ben Simmons has the ball in his hands more. He's relied to get somebody open for a three to assist on, or just put your head down and get to the bucket. Again, I'm not going to even elaborate on why not shoot the ball, why not do this, because that is more of a waste of the breath for me than just to say get aggressive, because we saw 11 game sample size where he was aggressive Ben. He didn't shoot the ball, but he averaged 20. Just get to that. And I don't need you to average 20. I just need you to stay. In 11 games, only one time you shot the ball under 10 attempts. You got to be that type of Ben, not the 5 out of 11 under 10 attempts. Danny Green shouldn't shoot the ball more than 10 times. Furkan Korkmaz shouldn't shoot the ball more than 10 times. Tobias should get more than 10 shots. Ben Simmons should get more than 10 shots. Embiid should get more than 10 shots. And that's going to bring you back down to Joel Embiid. Normally, people were talking about trade one of Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid because they don't play together well, and when they're by themselves, Ben Simmons can get his grown man buckets and Joel Embiid can get his grown man buckets. But we just saw that these 11 games that he was in a slump or picking his poison when to play basketball or not was without Joel Embiid. So yes, the defense spends more time game planning for Ben Simmons, but he has more opportunities. You do your research if you play in daily fantasy. Ben Simmons in the past, rookie season, every season he played with Joel Embiid, he went off when Joel Embiid's not there. And we haven't seen that. We've seen Tobias take the next step. We've seen Shake step up, other guys step up, but Ben is staying the same. And again, when you look at the whole season, career lows, it might be by 0.5 with the points and 0.5 with the assists. And he's only a 0.1 or better at the rebounding position, but it still goes to show, come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. Once again, when this team is healthy, Ben Simmons fits perfectly in his role. When you got the shooter shooting, Ben Simmons looked good. When you got Joel Embiid dropping 35, Ben Simmons just knows how to fit in with his unselfishness. But when one person's not there, mainly when Joel Embiid's not there, we just say, can you just step up that game? Can you shoot the ball more than 10 times that game? That game. Just that game. That when Joel Embiid comes back, the MVP, the guy who runs the offense, which is understandable, then go back to facilitating, looking for someone to pass to, playing good defense, making the smart basketball move. Go back to that when Joel Embiid's there, but not when he's not there. Tobias, even in the bad night, he's going to put up the shots. He's going to try his best. He's not going to look like he don't want to be there. And that's the biggest thing. Abu Dhabi's, I can never say his name. He said it the best. It's not that Sixer fans are mad at Ben Simmons' skill set. It's the approach. It's the effort. Come on, my guy. With all that being said, that's all I got for today. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to Ben Simmons. Once again, when this team is healthy, Ben Simmons does fit with the Sixers. But you need Joel Embiid there or this engine doesn't go. We are a basic 500, maybe a little bit above team without Joel Embiid. When he's here, though, Ben Simmons defense, Ben Simmons facilitating, all works. But it's when he can't get a bucket, when Curry and Green can't get a shot, Ben, you gotta offer something else at that point. When they're doing it, Ben Simmons is the perfect match. But you gotta do some other things too. We know you can. We just want you to be the best. Until next time, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Like I said, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We out.